Liam was a young man who felt lost. He did not know what to do with his life. Every day felt the same. He had no motivation and no goals. He spent his days feeling empty. Liam often complained about his problems. "Life is unfair," he would say. He felt like he was wasting his time. He was frustrated and confused. He did not understand his purpose. He spent hours scrolling on his phone. He watched others succeed while he felt stuck. This made him feel even worse. "Why can't I be happy?" he wondered. He felt trapped and lonely. One day, Liam decided to clear his mind. He went to the park to think. He sat on a bench, staring at the ground. He felt hopeless and didn't know what to do next. Samuel was an old man who visited the park every day. He sat on the same bench, watching the world. His hair was white, and his eyes were gentle. He looked calm and peaceful. People often greeted Samuel with respect. He was known for his wisdom. Many people asked him for advice. He listened patiently and spoke kindly. Samuel was loved by many. Samuel had seen much in his life. He had made mistakes and learned many lessons. He was not rich, but he was happy. He understood the value of time and choices. On that day, Samuel noticed Liam sitting alone. He saw the sadness in Liam's eyes. He felt a familiar pain. Samuel remembered feeling lost once too. He decided to help. Liam sat on the bench, lost in thought. He heard a soft voice. "Mind if I sit here?" It was Samuel, smiling warmly. Liam nodded. "Sure," he said quietly. Samuel sat down slowly. He looked at the trees and took a deep breath. "Beautiful day, isn't it?" he said. Liam shrugged. "I guess so," he replied without energy. Samuel noticed Liam's sad expression. "You seem troubled, young man," he said gently. Liam looked down. "I feel lost," he admitted. His voice was low and tired. Samuel's eyes softened. "I see," he said with understanding. "Sometimes life feels heavy." Liam looked up surprised. Samuel's words felt comforting. He finally felt understood. Liam looked at Samuel and sighed. "I don't know what to do with my life," he confessed. "I feel like I'm wasting my time." His voice was full of frustration. "I don't have dreams or goals," Liam continued. "I feel stuck. Nothing makes me happy." His shoulders dropped. He felt embarrassed to admit his weakness. Samuel listened patiently. He did not interrupt. He nodded as Liam spoke. He understood the pain of feeling lost. He remembered his own struggles when he was young. After Liam finished, Samuel spoke softly. "It's okay to feel this way," he said. "We all feel lost sometimes. But you don't have to stay lost." Liam's eyes widened with hope. Samuel looked at Liam kindly. "Tell me, what do you really want from life?" he asked. Liam was surprised by the question. He opened his mouth but could not answer. Liam thought about the question. "I don't know," he admitted. "I never thought about it." He felt embarrassed. He realized he had no direction. Samuel smiled gently. "Without direction you won't go anywhere," he explained. "You need a goal to guide you." Liam looked down. He felt lost but curious. Samuel continued. It doesn't have to be big, just a starting point. Something that makes you feel alive. Liam thought deeply. He felt a spark of hope inside him. Samuel looked at the trees and smiled. "Let me tell you a story," he began. "I was once like you, impatient and restless." Liam looked curious. He listened carefully. Samuel continued. "I wanted success quickly. I rushed everything. But nothing good came fast. I made many mistakes." He shook his head, remembering his past. "One day I met a gardener," Samuel said. "He planted a tree and waited patiently. I asked him, 'Why wait so long?' He smiled and said, 'Good things take time.'" Samuel looked at Liam and said, "Patience is power. Everything comes at the right time. You must learn to wait." Liam nodded slowly, understanding the lesson. Samuel continued, "Do you know why effort is important?" Liam shook his head. "Because nothing valuable comes easily," Samuel explained. "Hard work builds strength and character." Samuel shared his experience. "I once started a small business. It was hard. I worked day and night. Failed many times. But each failure taught me something." He looked at Liam and said, "The struggle gave me value. I learned to appreciate success because I earned it." Liam listened, feeling inspired. He realized he needed to try harder. Samuel's voice was firm but kind. "Don't run from effort. Embrace it. It shapes you." Liam felt a fire inside him. He wanted to work harder and build his future. Samuel smiled and asked, "Are you afraid of failing?" Liam hesitated, then nodded. "Yes, I don't want to look foolish," he admitted. Samuel laughed kindly. "I was afraid too." He continued, "I failed many times. But each failure taught me a lesson. I learned what not to do. Failure is a teacher, not an enemy." Liam was surprised by this idea. Samuel shared his own failures. "I lost money, friends, and hope. But each fall made me stronger. I learned to stand up again." His eyes were full of wisdom. "Don't fear failure," Samuel advised. "Fear not trying. Mistakes show you the way. Learn from them and grow." Liam felt braver. He started seeing failure differently. Samuel looked at the sky and said, "We often forget to be grateful." Liam looked confused. "Grateful? For what?" he asked. Samuel smiled. "For everything you already have." He continued, "I used to complain a lot. I wanted more money, more success. But I never felt happy. Then I realized I was missing the small blessings." Samuel explained, "Gratitude changes everything. Helps you see the good around you. It stops you from always wanting more." Liam listened carefully, thinking about his own life. Samuel's eyes were gentle. Happiness is in simple things. A sunny day, a kind word, good health. Appreciate them. Liam felt his heart soften. He understood the power of gratitude. Samuel watched the children playing nearby. "Do you see them?" he asked. "They are happy because they live in the moment. They don't worry about tomorrow." Liam nodded thoughtfully. Samuel continued, "I wasted many years worrying about the future. I missed the present. I was never truly happy." He looked sad, remembering his regrets. He turned to Liam and said, "The past is gone and the future is unknown. All you have is now. Live fully in the present moment." Liam felt the truth of his words. Samuel smiled softly. "Enjoy today. Tomorrow will come soon enough." Liam promised himself to focus on the present. He felt lighter and more peaceful. Samuel looked at Liam kindly. "Tell me, what is your dream?" he asked. Liam looked confused. I don't know," he admitted. He never thought about it before. Samuel smiled. "Everyone needs a dream. It gives you direction and purpose." Liam felt embarrassed. "I never had a real dream," he said softly. His voice was full of doubt. Samuel's eyes were gentle. "It doesn't need to be big. It just needs to be yours." Liam thought deeply. He remembered small things he enjoyed. He started to feel curious. "Think about what makes you happy," Samuel said. "That's where your dream begins." Liam felt a spark of hope. For the first time he wanted to find his purpose. Liam looked down and said, "I'm afraid to fail." His voice was shaky. "What if I try and fail?" Samuel nodded with understanding. "Fear is normal. I was afraid too." Samuel leaned forward. "Failure is not the end. It's a lesson. Every fall teaches you to stand stronger." Liam listened carefully. He never thought of failure that way. Samuel continued, "I failed many times, but each failure taught me something valuable. Without those lessons, I wouldn't be who I am today." His eyes were wise and kind. Liam felt his fear fading. He realized failure was part of growth. Samuel's words gave him courage. He decided to try even if he might fail. Samuel looked at Liam with a gentle smile. "The hardest step is the first one," he said. "But once you start, it gets easier." Liam felt nervous. "But I don't know how to start." Samuel nodded. "Start small. Take one step at a time. Don't look at the whole mountain. Just take the first step." Liam felt a bit more confident. He could take one step. Samuel's voice was calm. "It doesn't need to be perfect. Just start. Learn as you go." Liam felt a fire inside him. He realized he didn't have to be perfect to begin. Liam looked at Samuel and said, "I will try. I will take the first step." Samuel's eyes sparkled with pride. "Good. That's how every great journey begins." Samuel leaned back and said, "There will be hard days. Days you want to quit." Liam looked worried. "What should I do then?" he asked. Samuel's face became serious. "Keep going," Samuel answered firmly. "Success comes to those who don't give up, even when it's hard, even when it hurts." His voice was strong with experience. Samuel continued, "I failed many times, but I didn't quit. Kept trying, learning, and growing. That's how I succeeded." Liam felt inspired. He wanted to be strong like Samuel. Liam nodded with determination. "I won't give up," he promised. Samuel smiled warmly. "Good. That's the spirit. Keep moving forward no matter what." Samuel looked at the changing leaves on the trees. "Life always changes," he said softly. "Nothing stays the same." Liam looked confused. "Isn't that scary?" he asked. Samuel smiled gently. "Yes, but change is part of life. It brings growth and new opportunities. Liam thought about his past struggles. He realized change wasn't always bad. Samuel continued, I lost people, jobs, and dreams. But each loss taught me something. It made me stronger. His voice was calm, filled with acceptance. Liam felt a deep understanding. He learned to accept change, even if it was painful. I will try to embrace change, he said. Samuel nodded. That's how you move forward. Liam felt a lightness in his heart. Samuel's words opened his eyes. He saw his life differently. The darkness in his mind started to fade. He felt hope returning. He looked at Samuel and smiled. I feel better, he said softly. I feel like I can try again. Samuel's eyes sparkled with joy. That's the spirit, Liam. Liam realized he was not alone. Samuel's stories and lessons gave him courage. He felt stronger. He wanted to face his fears and chase his dreams. Samuel watched Liam with pride. Hope is powerful, he said. It lights the way even in darkness. Liam nodded, feeling that light in his heart. He was ready to change. Liam looked at Samuel with gratitude. Thank you, he said, his voice full of emotion. You changed my life. Samuel shook his head and smiled. No, Liam. You changed yourself. Liam felt tears in his eyes. I was lost and hopeless. But you showed me a new way. His voice trembled. He realized how much he needed this guidance. Samuel's face was kind. I only showed you the door. You chose to walk through it. Liam felt a deep respect for Samuel. He understood the power of his own choices. Liam hugged Samuel tightly. I will never forget your words, he promised. Samuel laughed softly. Then go and live them, Liam. Make your life meaningful. It was time to leave. The sun was setting, painting the sky orange. Liam looked at Samuel. He felt sad to say goodbye. Will I see you again? He asked hopefully. Samuel smiled warmly. I'll be here. But remember, the journey is yours to walk. Liam understood. He needed to face his life with his own strength. Liam stood up and looked at Samuel. I will visit you again, he said firmly. Samuel nodded. I'll be waiting. And I want to hear about your adventures. They shared a warm handshake. Goodbye, Samuel, Liam said, his heart full. Goodbye, Liam. Go and find your path, Samuel replied. Their eyes met with deep respect. Liam walked away from the park, his heart full of courage. He felt the weight on his shoulders disappear. He knew he was not the same person who came to the park. He took a deep breath. The air felt fresher. The world looked brighter. He smiled, feeling a new energy inside him. It was the power of hope and purpose. Liam remembered Samuel's words. Take the first step. He decided to follow his advice. He would not wait anymore. He would chase his dreams with courage. His fear was still there, but it was smaller now. His hope was bigger. He walked forward, ready to change his life. He knew it wouldn't be easy, but he was ready to try. Samuel watched Liam from a distance. He saw the young man walking with confidence. His eyes sparkled with pride. He knew Liam was ready to face his journey. A soft breeze passed by. Samuel looked at the sky and smiled. "Go and conquer the world, Liam," he whispered. He believed in Liam's potential. Samuel felt peace in his heart. He had passed on his wisdom. Liam would not make the same mistakes. He would live without regrets. Samuel's legacy would continue. He stood up slowly and walked home. His steps were steady. His heart was light. He knew he had made a difference. And that was the greatest achievement of all.